Not a single day passes without a report of casualties in a new Saudi-led attack on Yemen, and signs of calamity that has resulted from the multiple-year war in the country are visible everywhere. The United Nations has once again warned that the situation is deteriorating in a country that has repeatedly said it is suffering from the worst humanitarian crisis of modern history. It says it is Saudi Arabia that should move to reduce the suffering of the Yemenis. The Yemenis need food, the UN says, and the Saudi-led forces that control the country's ports should allow more imports. Any failure to take immediate action toward this, the UN has warned, would put at least 10 million Yemenis at the risk of starvation by the end of the year. The UN's repeated warnings about Yemen's dire situation may fall on deaf ears in Riyadh, as has been the case in numerous instances so far. But one can at least be hopeful to see that they help raise global awareness about the role of countries like the United States in emboldening the Saudis to pursue their aggressive campaign in the region. And with that, Washington's weapons sales program to Saudi Arabia is what almost everyone agrees is to blame for the current situation in hotspots like Yemen. There have been reports that the Pentagon plans to expedite its arms deliveries to Saudi Arabia. Officials have been quoted as saying that a new mechanism is being worked out in Washington that will dramatically reduce the time the deliveries are made. The reason? Putting America in a better position in a race with rivals to export arms. But what is the result? Giving the Saudis a stronger hand in pursuing their aggressive agenda in the region.
Really, America, of course, we know, is the ultimate rogue regime in the world. So when you already are outside of the law, then you do and you make alliances with anyone. And that's when America says we need these contracts, these domestic contracts for our ally. Well, what possible understanding, cultural or whatever, does Saudi Arabia have with America? It's the complete opposite of what America pretends it is. America pretends it's got equality for women, pretends it's got democracy, but of course Saudi Arabia doesn't pretend. But they should be enemies. If anything, the U.S. should be allied with Iran, which has a sensible internal policy towards women, and it's a reliable partner.
There have also been reports that the plans by the administration of US President Donald Trump to sell more weapons to the Saudis are facing some resistance in Congress. Reports say lawmakers are raising concerns about Saudi Arabia's use of US weapons. They also say the Trump administration has done little to make sure that the American weapons are not used against civilians in Yemen. In a war that the Saudis are pushing against Yemen since 2015, at least 4,000 civilians are believed to have died in airstrikes in which US missiles were used. This intensified in April, which was the deadliest month of the conflict. The strikes left about 200 civilians dead and many injured.
So you see, they control the world's money. They basically control the world's arms production. They're by far the largest. So they don't really need laws. When you're that powerful, you just do what you want. So any of these laws are really just icing on, or they're just a kind of cover. They're to pretend you're a democracy.
At a time that no end is in sight for the Saudi-led war in Yemen, it appears that the US is reaping the most benefit from the economics of the conflict. Many more Yemeni lives should therefore be expected to be lost. And it is sad to see that organizations like the UN are proving to be too weak to either pressure the Saudis to stop the war of force, and it is sad to see that organizations like the UN are proving to be too weak to either pressure the Saudis to stop the war or force the US to stop providing fuel to the kingdom's aggressive agenda.